Jessa, and for my art appreciation final output, I will be featuring first the Zamboanga City Hall building and the Zamboanga Cathedral Church. So please join me as I will be sharing with you this video, and I hope that you will learn something. So, tara!
According to Wikipedia 2021, the Zamboanga City Hall is the seat of the local government of Zamboanga City. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines considers the City Hall building as a National Historical Site. The construction of the historic building was commenced in 1905 by the federal government of the United States and was completed in 1907. Since 1937, the building has been functioning as the City Hall of Zamboanga City. The Zamboanga City Hall has a Filipino colonial architectural design. It is literally a house of stone or bahay na bato. It's a type of building originating during the Philippines Spanish colonial period. It is an updated version of the traditional bahay kubo. Its design has evolved throughout the ages, but still maintains the Bahay Kubo's architectural basis and combines it with the influence of Spanish colonizers and Chinese traders. Thus created was a hybrid of Austronesian, Spanish, and Chinese architecture with American influence during the American era, supporting the fact that the Philippines is a result of these cultures mixing together. Its most common appearance is that of an elevated overhanging wooden upper story or nipahat with balustrades, ventanillas, and Capiz shell sliding windows that stands on Spanish-style solid stone blocks or bricks and posts as foundation instead of just wood, bamboo, stilts, or timber posts. Roofing is either Chinese-styled roof or thatch, of which many today are being replaced by galvanized or other modern roofing. A Filipino colonial architectural design or bahay na bato had a rectangular plan that reflected vernacular Austronesian Filipino traditional houses integrated with Spanish style. Today, this kind of architectural design are more commonly called ancestral houses due to the most ancestral houses is the Philippines being of bahay na bato architecture or Filipino colonial architectural design. So that's all for the Zamboanga City Hall, and now let us continue and proceed to the Zamboanga Cathedral. For the second building that I will be featuring is the Metropolitan Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, commonly known as simply the Zamboanga Cathedral, is a church located in Zamboanga City, Philippines. A little background of the church. The first church was originally located at the front of Plaza Pershing, where the present Universidad de Zamboanga stands. The church was designated a cathedral in 1910 when the Diocese of Zamboanga was created. In 1943, the cathedral was one of the edifices bombarded by Japanese soldiers during World War II. In 1956, the cathedral was relocated beside Ateneo de Zamboanga University, formerly known as the Jardín de Chino. The present structure of the cathedral was built in 1998 to 2002 in cruciform, of which the candle-like design is appropriate to the cathedral's patron. Inside the main church is marble statue of the Immaculate Conception, designed by Philippine national artist for sculpture Napoleon Abueva. Along the aisles are the stained glass symbolic images of all dioceses in Mindanao from 1910 to 1984. The day chapel at the ground floor is used for weekday masses. Fronting the day chapel is the baptistry with the relic of the Lady of the Pilar, the patroness of the city. Behind the day chapel is the columbarium with a replica of Michelangelo's Pieta, and the stained glass images of the 12 apostles around it. The new structure of the cathedral was designed by Abaro and Associates through the efforts of the former messenger Crisanto de la Cruz, who said that the decay of the old cathedral's ceiling damaged by termites was one of the reasons why the reconstruction should take place. The old structure had been demolished a day after Easter in 1998, preserving its stained glass window and sculpture from the facade, which respectively are located at the rear portion of the new church and at the left side. Now that we're done in the history of the church, let us go to the architectural design of the church. As you can see, this building is unique because its external architectural design is modern, however, the interior design is Gothic. From the external design, it is clean and minimal lines. The lines lack additional ornamentation and are generally consistent, smooth texture, in which these are the characteristics of a modern architectural design. It has broad roof overhangs, emphasize low horizontal structures with large roof overhangs. The second one is walls of glass and large windows. You will find a very generous use of glass, which allows a significant amount of natural light into the interior. Open and well-defined floor plans. Since modern architecture focuses on form over function, architects sought to include large, spacious floor plans. Use modern and traditional building materials. Some common materials in modern architecture include steel, concrete block, iron, and glass. More conventional building materials like wood, brick, and stone were used in more straightforward ways to show off their natural beauty. And it has a relationship to the outside environment. A lot of thought went into building sites and how buildings would relate to the natural landscape surrounding it. And the last, it has asymmetrical designs, which defines as modern architects played around with large, smooth shapes and asymmetrical compositions that were cleanly planed and lacked any additional decorations. Now that we are done with the external design, let us go to the interior design. Based from my observation, this building's interior partly has a Gothic architectural design, which are common in cathedral churches. Gothic 5K architectural elements has large stained glass windows, pointed arches, wreathed vaults, flying buttresses, and ornate decoration. And in this building, large stained glass windows were meticulously cut colored glass. These kaleidoscopic windows, which are typically either tall and arched lancet windows or round rose windows, are larger than those found in other types of churches. This allowed them to let in more dazzling light. Gothic stained glass windows also frequently feature tracery, a decorative type of stone support, and detailed scenes from biblical stories. So I think that's all for the Cathedral Church in its history and its architectural design.
So, ayan guys, that's all for my art appreciation final output. I hope that you have learned something today and thank you for watching. God bless!